I know it's a daunting process to begin with. I mean, like your UCAS, I think maybe if you've been out of education or you've been in a job for so many years that you maybe haven't had to sell yourself, you know,
Yeah,
or then UCAS comes in, maybe this is the first time in years that you've actually had to, you know, talk up your skills and, you know, try and promote that you're the best person to take that place. But once you get over that, then, you know, you can produce a really good personal statement. And then preparing for the interviews, that was nerve-wracking, but I would say just practicing. I know I practiced with other people, them asking me questions. I know, Amy, that I came to you for a practice, you know,
Yeah.
just to build my confidence, so that if, you know, a question threw me, I knew how to recover quickly.
yeah,
So I found that really helpful. But then once you find out you've got a place, it's
the
immense
best
pride,
feeling.
yeah, because you've like,
Yeah,
I've gone through all this and I got there. So yeah.
yeah. You feel before that you get the letter that it's unreachable and that you
Yeah.
can't do it because there's just so much pressure, and you put so much pressure on yourself because you want it so much, and you've got obviously your personal life and you've got everything else going on, and you just doubt yourself constantly. And then once you've achieved that, I think that is the first hurdle, and it's the most important one to get over,
Yeah.
because then you're like, okay, I can actually do it. And even if you don't go over that first hurdle and you might not get into the primary education course,
Yeah.
there's other routes that you can take to end up doing teaching. So it's not like it's the absolute end of the world. Even though you might not get into the exact course that you want, like there is other ways to get there, and don't be disheartened and just be
Yeah.
confident and just go for it and show your determination, show your passion and enthusiasm. Because if you let it all spill out, people will be like, she wants to be a teacher, or they want to be a teacher, he
Yeah.
wants to be a teacher, and they just want to take you in and want you to be successful. So yeah, I
No.
think what I could probably say is just go in with confidence, with like passion, enthusiasm, show how much you want it, because teaching is such a competitive profession now, and so many people are wanting to get into it, especially young people who've got all the qualifications. You've got to show that you're niche and that you stand out and that you can be amazing and contribute to society. So go in and act like you're on top of the world. Teachers are all actresses or actors. We all fake it till we make it. So before you go in for your interview, prepare, dress well, dress smart, make sure that you feel great and make sure that you feel confident, so that when you go in there you can sell yourself and stand out. And also just be a really nice person who is bubbly and approachable, because that is what children need in the classrooms, especially in the current circumstances. And children are just needing so much nurture and support now. So if you go in with a nice bubbly smile, dress nice, confident and passionate, then you'll do amazing and
Yeah.
you'll go ahead and do great things. Do you agree, Trudy?
Yeah, and I also think that when you're going to interview, like I did do this, don't be afraid to say, you know, oh, sorry, could you repeat that question?
Mm-hmm.
Don't start mumbling if you're not sure of the question. So, you know, I wouldn't do it for every question, but it's okay for one or two questions. Sorry, could you
Yeah.
repeat that question? Give yourself a little bit of thinking time. I don't mean like sitting there for half an hour silent, but give yourself some thinking time before you answer.
Yeah.
And also, before you go in, have an idea a bit about what you do think about learning, what you because you will have probably done a placement of some sort to show that you're interested in education. Think what you've learned while you've done that,
Mm-hmm.
and show them the skills you've learned. Show it off during your interview,
Yeah.
and like you said, Sinead, show that passion, because they want people
Mm-hmm.
who are passionate about teaching and helping children to learn. They want to see that passion. because you're going to need that passion for the next 4 years
Yes,
to, you know.
that's what I was just about to say. You need that grit,
Yeah.
you need that determination to get to the end. And
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people do underestimate the course,
Yeah.
and how tough it can be at times, especially on placements where we're learning so much and you've got to perform per se in front of a lecturer and in front of your class teacher. But if you're at the very beginning stages and you're showing that you're so determined and passionate, then you're going to do really well.
Yeah, I think you're right in saying what people do underestimate. Like, I think there's sometimes on campus, I don't know about you, Sinead, like, because we did do things like drama and PE, I don't know, some people thought we were doing a kind of play degree, but it's really, when you're doing that, it's really about breaking down the lesson. It's about learning approaches. It's about how you would actually present this to children and what skills you want to get them to learn during, like, say, drama. It's not just, do any old drama lesson. You're targeting certain knowledge, certain skills, knowledge and understanding that you want those children to have, and that's a real professional skill. And I think a lot of people, like you said, do underestimate of what we're actually doing when we're at university.
I think just as well, one wee point that someone gave me when I was going for the interview, like you say, take your pause and thinking time, but also speak slowly and speak properly. Use the correct grammar, be polite, and then especially if I'm not sure if they still do the piece of writing, but if you're going to have to do a piece of writing to submit, make sure that all your grammar and your spelling's correct, your handwriting's neat, because the people who come to interview you are usually primary school teachers and they're quite sticklers for that. And it's so important just to take your time and make sure that you're being so vigilant with how you're speaking and presenting yourself and how you're writing. And that, along with confidence, it can be nerve-wracking, but it's definitely doable. And if we can do it, they can do it, Trudy.
Yeah. I know. But like you said, expect to feel, it's natural to feel nervous. If you're not nervous, then you must not want it enough, because it's nervous because you're nervous because it matters. As long as you don't let those nerves overtake you to the point you can't answer a question. But what I'm saying is, it's normal to have a bit of butterflies, to feel a bit, anxious and on edge. But that just means you want it and it's important to you. So I think the interviewers know that as well.
Yeah, definitely. So go for it.